Hello, everyone, and welcome to another draft with me, the Night Owl. I am here. I am ready to rock. I haven't played in a couple days, so I am rested, refreshed, absolutely ready to crush it. I have my owl mug, the source of my power, so this should be good. Or I might have to get a new mug. We'll see. And let's see what we got. Let's get into it. Alright, first pick, we got Thalia, Panic Bystander, Fell Stinger. I think none of the commons are really in contention. Well, there's Wolf Strike. Wolf Strike's an option. I think Fell Stinger is just the stronger card. A 3-2 Death Touch is really a pretty strong body. I mean, it attacks well, it blocks well. It can exploit itself. I mean, this is a kind of a card that's like, it's like fine to just exploit on its own, like if you have no fodder. But if you do have something to exploit with it, drawing 2 cards at the price of 2 life and an exploit is like fine when you also get the nice body with it. Also, this can target the opponent, so you can just burn your opponent out with it, which is kind of a nice, cute little way to end the game there. I think it is the best card in the pack by a decent margin. Again, I think it goes like Fell Stinger, Wolf Strike, Panic Bystander is kind of my rating of this pack. We'll go with the Fell Stinger. We'll start with that. We'll see. Alright. Person passing took the rare. Here we have really nothing that's special, which kind of inclines me to take a black card, maybe Blood Crazed Socialite. There's Griffin Cavalry. This card's fine. It is a decent training card. I do like that it can pick up other creatures and like lead to like multiple flying attackers. It is like a decent way to win the game, and if it ever gets bigger, it's kind of nice. The mana cost is kind of steep on it though. It's kind of annoying, and then being a 4-mana 2/2 is a little soft and slow. Catgeist is gone down a little bit in my opinion. It's really just tricky to make it work. It's like really mana intensive. And then like you have to do a lot of work just to get the card back out of it. Grimm's Finery really is not anything special. And so it's like Socialite. The best common is like Sharpshooter. This card's a little underrated, by the way. This is part of the reason I like green so much, is like all the commons, like there is a hierarchy of the commons, but they're actually like kind of in a much narrower range. Like I think Sharpshooter's the 4th best common and is like really quite good. We'll take Socialite here. This is a really early Socialite, kind of dopey. I don't like taking that this early, but I think it's like almost like the best common in the pack. Here, what do we like? A rare and uncommon missing. Stalker's just adequate. It's, more or less just a 3-mana 3/3 that sometimes flips into a 6/3. I've never seen the flash part of this really become like a unappreciable part of the card. I don't like red-white, and anyway, and I'm not really even close to that. And then this card is decent in that archetype, but it's not somewhere I want to be. Best cards are like Kindly Ancestor, maybe Scattered Thoughts in blue, and then one of the black cards anyways. Like none of this down here is anything worth noting. So it's kind of between like Pointed Discussion, Courier Bat, and Grizzly Ritual. Hooray me. Of these, I would say the Pointed Discussion is like the best card, but I already have the Fell Stinger, which makes me think like maybe I want the Bat. Third pick Bat is not exciting. This has like been a fairly unexciting start, but I think I'm like picking some of the better cards out of the packs. Like it's just what we got. Okay, here I like Lantern Bearer. I think I don't like the blue-black exploit deck all that much, but depending on what cards you get, it can matter. Part of the reason I don't like it that much is because I feel like the cards on their own tend to be like on the weaker side, and then you exploit, and then they become like adequate cards. But the problem is like sometimes you miss on the synergies. Like if you like have like some of the exploit cards but you don't have the fodder, then the cards are like not even as good as they look. So not only is it like are the cards like weak individually, but then they have to come together, and then when the parts do come together, it's like slightly above average. It's nothing special. I think Lantern Bearer is the best common in the pack, though. I mean, apart from that, it's like Spore Crawler maybe, which does indicate like maybe. I mean, it doesn't indicate the green's open, but I think that like I could end up with like black green, which is one of my favorite archetypes. But I think Lantern Bearer is enough better. Really important for the exploit decks. I mean, it goes well with the Fell Stinger. Here, maybe we'll continue down the exploit direction and take Stitched Assistant. Options being like Stitched Assistant, Chill of the Grave, and then I got one of the black cards. I could take another Socialite. Socialite's really excellent. I'm not interested in the white cards, the green cards, the red cards. So it's between the blue and black cards. So I'm in the right direction here. Ragged Recluse, probably not. Just not high enough power level, though the 2-drop's important. So it's the Stitch Assistant, which is the best card here, I think, if I get there. Other than that, Blood Crazed Socialite's kind of like the best middle of the... Like, it's going to be kind of... no matter what my deck ends up looking like, it's going to be solid. However, you can get too many 4-drops. Like, you just don't need that many 4s. I already got a couple 3s. There's also something to be said for the chill. I'm actually going to take Socialite. I'm not really committed to blue yet, though it's looking more like it. Well, there is a Celebrance here. Celebrance is a good card. The thing is, I don't like these cards. I don't like these cards. There's Voldaren Estate. If it turns out I was black-red, this might be the best card. Maybe it's worth taking. I have something to think about. Because I already got 2 vampires. You can cast a vampire spell by paying a life, and then you can like make endless blood tokens, so it's kind of expensive. I've never really seen this card go off. So I think I'm going to take Celebrance is just the best card in the pack. It could be a miss on the estate. The thing is about these blue cards is like, okay, like Throng is decent in the exploit deck, but I really don't like this card. I think it's like the worst exploit fodder because it takes up a ton of deck space to like get it. Like you need to get like 2 or 3 Throngs. I mean, even if you get 2, it's playable, but like 3, it's like you're kind of more getting there. Here, I think I'm going to take Mind Leech Ghoul. All of this is trash. Ghouls in my colors. 2 or 3 Throngs, you like kind of get there, but then they have like problems. It's like, you know, first of all, unlike things like Doom Dissenter, it's you exploit it, and then you immediately get the 2/2 out of it, right? Like when you exploit the Dissenter. But Wretched Throng, you have to cast the spell. You have to pay another 2 mana to get the spell out of it that you were going to be getting otherwise. Also, like it runs into problems where if you're running multiples, you can like draw multiples, and then it not only does it no longer work as like exploit fodder because it's not giving you the value back, but you've now drawn these like multiple stupid 2 mana 2/1s, and it's like your draw just ends up being really anemic. So it's like kind of a risky card. I just don't see like a ton of incentive to like go down that road. Here I kind of like Kindly Ancestor. So there's no cards like in my colors really. Like I'm taking a red card. So I think it's between Kindly Ancestor and Dawnheart Disciple. I like Kindly Ancestor because because I'm black. I think that the black-white life gain deck is kind of nice, and then this is a life gain card in that deck. Other pick is Disciple, but I have no other humans. And I have, okay, yes, I'm going to take Heron of Hope here. This card's actually good, but easily the best card in the pack. So I like Black-Green a lot, but Dawnheart Disciple really doesn't like fit with what I had going on here. So I think Kindly Ancestor, if I were to go in this direction, it's a much more important card. And then I'm going to take Heron of Hope, which is kind of a good next card to go with it here. Wanderlight Spirit is not good. I could use more 2-drops, but this card's not great either. Other picks the Evolving Wilds there, but Heron of Hope is like a legitimately good card. Okay. I don't need any more 4-drops, so this Shield Basher is a little awkward. Do I want it over Lacerate Flesh? I could still be black-red. I think that if I am black-red, the flesh is going to be more important. I don't care about Snarling Wolf. I don't care about Groom's Finery. I'm going to take the Shield Basher, not because I think I'm going to play it, but because I think it's more likely that I have that one. Well, now I have something like this. What do I think of this? Maybe I mostly wanted to cut white there, not that that's like the most important thing, but like you can kind of send a sign that like white's not that open. Here I'm going to take Scattered Thoughts, yeah. The game is going to pick it for me, just in case I still end up in the blue deck. Here I'm going to cut the white card again. Boarded Window is not a card. I really don't like this card. Bloody Betrayal. Okay, well I could take the Bloody Betrayal here, because if I do end up black-red, I got 2 exploit cards already. I think it's unlikely, but let's do it. The Beguiler's not a sign. Here... I think I take Recluse. I like Pointed Discussion a lot. This card's a little bit better, but no matter what, I'm going to need more 2-drops. I already have a couple blood. Yeah, we'll take Recluse and then end the festivities, sure. Alright, what do I like here? Well, not much, I'm going to be honest. This is not, even if I'm blue-black, it's not really a Storm Chaser Drake deck. There is Blood Hypnotist. I do have like some blood going on. It's kind of, this card's like kind of awkward. I mean, the Celebrants might even just be better. It could be Desperate Farmer. Desperate Farmer is the best black card in the pack, and I think I'm most likely to be black. I honestly don't know. I think this... I'm inclined to take Blood Hypnotist, even though like maybe I'm not... Well, maybe I'll take Desperate Farmer. I still don't know what colors I am. The Blood Hypnotist ultimately could be better in my eventual black-red deck, but Desperate Farmer's not going to be that much worse. It's also a 3-drop. There's like some decent red cards here, but I could still be black-white, and so I just think it's better to just take the black card that's like comparable, at least, to... the other picks I can make. Oh my. So really tough call here. Ballista Watcher is kind of a bomb. It's like, it's almost bomb level. It's really good. But there is a Parasitic Grasp, and I have like virtually no removal. And it is one of the better removal spells. Like gaining 3 life is really nice. If you do get it on a human, the 2 mana cost is really nice. So it's like, do I take the like bomb level card over the like premium removal card that is definitely in my colors? I honestly don't know what's... This is a really difficult pack. I'm inclined to take the black card here still. I might regret not having this Ballista Watcher, but I'll never regret having the Parasitic Grasp, I don't think. So I think I'm going to go with the Grasp. That could have definitely been wrong. That could have definitely been wrong. Here, of the black cards, I like Gluttonous Guest the most. I don't really need Mind Leech Ghoul. It's okay. The white cards, Sigarda's Imprisonment is probably like the best card in the pack. As long as, I mean, I'm not playing Wolves, you know. Like, if I was in a Wolf deck, then it'd be Wolfkin Outcast. So, Sigarda's Imprisonment, if I'm leaning towards black-white. Otherwise, it's Gluttonous Guest. Now, this is a case where it's like the off-color card is like better than like my main color card by a decent margin. And off-color in the sense that like I only got a few cards for this. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Imprisonment here just because it's like high enough upside. Might miss the Guest. But, oh, Child of the Pack, huh? I'm not really close to that. So what do I think? I think I might lean white here. All these cards are really irreplaceable. I don't like Persistent Specimen. I mean, like, I'm going to want, like, some amount of exploit fodder for, like, Felstinger, but even that, you just don't really need that much. And then Fierce Retribution, it's like hard to have too much interaction here. It's better than Grizzly Ritual, better than, again, the Ragged Recluse. Like, I got a couple 2-drops now. It's, like, it's fine. The blue cards are really unexciting. Chill the Grave is decent, but, like, it's like, I just don't feel a need to ever prioritize this card. It's, like, nice when I get them, but, like, it's, I don't know, other people like it more than I do. What do I think here? Well, I feel vindicated not taking the Ballista Watcher. It seems like that was just a case of, like, the person, like, next to me just might not be red specifically, or I didn't even catch what they took. They might have taken just a better red card. I already got a bunch of 4-drops, but I'm inclined to take Heron of Hope. How many humans do I have? 3? I don't really like Resistance Squad that much. Maybe I just take the Heron. I think Heron's just the better card, and it's going to be better in my archetype. Resistance Squad is fine, but it's like a lot of time it's just like a dorky 3-mana 3/2. Especially like you really want 2-drop humans to go with it, and like my humans are, what are they? It's like the 3-drop Desperate Farmers and the 4-drop Shield Basher. I'm going to take Heron. I kind of already had too many 4-drops, but like, it's fine. Here, what do I think? It's a Griff Rider, Rallier, Socialite, and Ghoul. I mean, like, I think I'm full on 4-drops. The Socialite's kind of the best card, but I don't really want another 4-drop. Ghoul's kind of the weakest, but it's also a 2-drop. I'm inclined to take it. The thing is, Rallier and Griff Rider are like nothing special. Rallier defends okay. Griff Rider's like a flyer in the air, like, you know, I don't know. But like, I have like nothing that'll like trigger its training for the most part. I think I'm just gonna take the 2-drop. Oh, hello. Another Parasitic Grasp? Absolutely, this is a good sign. This is a good sign. Parasitic Grasp is a really excellent card. I could take the Griffwing here, but it's just like, it's just not nearly as important. Yeah. And I already have a million 4-drops, and it's like I have barely any removal. I mean, I'm starting to pick some up now, but the Parasitic Grasp is easily the best card. I mean, it's like a first pick quality card, and they're like just sending it around to me. Here, Vampire Slayer, Bloodcray Socialite, another Ghoul. I really don't want to play a 3rd Ghoul. 3 Ghouls seems really extreme. Vampire Slayer is also pretty unspecial. I'll play Socialite because if I cut this Shield Basher, that's probably fine. Socialite's just like a better card than Shield Basher. I think I'm almost certainly black-white at this point. I have a hard time getting cards in my sideboard. What do I think of this? Demonic Bargain, not playable. You don't want to play this card. Vampire's Kiss, I really don't like. I mean, I just like it to the point where like I've never cast it. I wouldn't call it literally unplayable, but guys, it's getting close. It's getting close. I'm going to take the Heron Blessed Geist and probably not play it because I don't have a ton of enchantments. I got Sigarda's Imprisonment. I have Kindly Ancestor. Here, Ragged Recluse? Ragged Recluse, I think it's better than the Vampire Slayer. I do have some amount of blood going. Not a lot, but a little bit, and I could find more. And I think it's just the upside on Vampire Slayer is just not enough. A 3rd Ghoul. Well, I'm gonna take it. I have no problem with 2-drops now. Here it's the Grizzly Ritual. Not an incredible card, kind of overcosted, but I mean it does its job, you know, and like a pretty defensive deck. And then I don't think I need the 3rd Ragged Recluse, right? Officiant, not gonna play it. And a Massive Might. That's a good card for our last pick. Okay, so I felt like we like navigated into the right colors here. I feel pretty good. Now here, this is a tricky pick. Not really. I think it's pretty clearly Minister. It's not Arc Ghoul or Skulking Killer. I have some zombies for Arc Ghoul, but it's not enough. The card's kind of awkward anyways. Like, you need zombies, and then you need more zombies in play to die, and then you need more zombies in your deck to find. Like, it really needs a lot more support than it looks like. Digraph Scavenger. Incredible common. I love this card. Every single aspect of it is important. Like, it's like whether you're on offense or defense. I mean, it drains your opponent. It's always a good attacker because of the death touch. It's like, it says discard a card on it sometimes. It blocks just about anything. So like if you're in a defensive position, it also bolsters your own life total. It's like all of the text on that card is relevant. Sometimes all of it at once, and sometimes, you know, depending on whether you're offense, defense, you're in a stalemate, whatever. But I think Traveling Minister is a better pick. I don't need another 4-drop. This is like a really important card. Just the 1 mana is really excellent, and you know, I don't have like a ton of life gain synergies at this point, but it plays really good with the herons I already got. It'll help, like, you know, with like my evasive creatures pushing them through. It's just really good. I don't gotta sell you guys on Mariner. Here, I wish I was seeing something other than like Mind Leech Ghouls and 4-drops. You know, I don't think it's Nurturing Presence. Like, I'm just not really. Well, actually, maybe it could be, because I do have a bunch of Mind Leech Ghouls, and it like kind of like gives you something to exploit while still giving you an effect on the board. I'm going to take Cavalry, actually, just because I think it's like a little rarer and like more important. I don't need more 4-drops exactly, but like oh, here we go, Bleed Dry. But I just think that, you know, Nurturing Presence with the plan of like maybe sacrificing the spirit that I get from it, from the ghoul, and then it's like, cool, I got this aura that gives a 1/1, like +1/+1. I don't think that's where I'm at. Again, I don't really need another 4-drop, but I'll cut like Heron Blessed Geist before I cut the Griffwing. This easy Bleed Dry. I don't think there's anything else to talk about here. Ancestor is in the pack, but that's not where I'm going. Blood Fountain's fine, but you're out of your mind if you think I'm passing that Bleed Dry. Well, here we have an Alluring Suitor coming our way. I mean, it was really good for us in the last draft. This, I think, is Courier Bat. I got a decent amount of life gain going. Not like an insane amount, but it's decent, and it's a flyer. And so it kind of pairs well. I'm like semi-aggressive, you know. I think it's gonna be better than Recluse, Ritual, Art Ghoul. How many zombies do I have? 4? Yeah, see, Art Ghoul's not gonna be good. Let's take a bat instead. Like, if I get this to go off a couple times, like, and I can go like turn 1 Minister, turn 2 Exile with my Leech Ghoul, turn 3 get it back with the bat, and like it actually is like kind of good. Here, easy Drog Skull. I think best card in the pack is like Ripsaw. But that's fine. Raconteur is really nice too. I really like this card in basically all archetypes. But this is easy infantry. Easy infantry. It's good exploit fodder. It goes well on my flyers. Nice cheap spell to keep me alive. Perfect role player card. Yet another Griffwing Cavalry. I really don't want it. But what else is there? I'm not playing Blood Servitor. I'm not going to play the Beguiler. Well, I thought this was a 3/5. It's only a 2/5. I mean, I've never cast the card. I've seen it in play once. I'll take another Cavalry. I highly doubt I'm playing this card, but I don't think I'm playing any of these other options even close to it. Okay. This, I think, is Gluttonous Gust. Is there... So, I don't like this card, but I have a bunch of flyers. Is there enough reason to play this? It's so expensive for just the +2/+0. I just think it's kind of weak. Maybe I'm undervaluing it, though. I just think the Gluttonous Gust is better. I have the Ragged Recluses, I have the Courier Bats. I just think it's where I'm at. Okay, here could be Resistance Squad. How many humans am I at now? 7? Yeah, Resistance Squad looks a little bit better. It's not Allenbach. It's not another 4-drop. Could be Evolving Wilds. Let's take the Resistance Squad. Oh, hello. Again, one of the better 4-drops. Could it be the Griff Rider? I don't think so. Scavenger is so excellent. This card is so mopey. It is a flyer, technically, but, like, it's a dope. And I'm not set up, really, to put a bunch of counters on it. My Socialites will do it, but nah. What about this? My 4th of either of these, or 1 Undying Malice. I'll take the Malice because I just don't see playing 4 copies of either of those. I doubt the Malice will make the deck. It possibly could, though. Same with Blood Fountain. We'll see about you, Blood Fountain. I clearly got like way too many cards down here. On the second Grizzly Ritual, sure. Blood Servitor just never makes the deck. It's so weak. Let's take one. And the Beguiler, just in case I wanted it. Alright. Well, I definitely have some cuts to make. I think that was navigated correctly. I think ended up in the right colors. Like, there was a couple of good red cards that came in front of me, but on the whole, like, not really a lot. And that was kind of my, like, second inclination to take. Like, I didn't see anything special in blue except for, like, this Lantern Bearer, right? And so I definitely think that, like, it's hard to tell sometimes if you end up in the right colors or not, because it's kind of self-reinforcing. Like, if I start taking a bunch of white cards, then it's more likely that white cards make their way in front of me, and then I'm like, I'm a genius, white was open, so it's like, it's a little self-reinforcing, but I think that was navigated correctly. I think it was. Okay, so let's see. We'll start with the squad. Depending on what cuts I have to make, this might not actually make it. This, I'll tell you about Resistance Squad. It's really kind of awkward because as we'll see, I have very few human 2-drops, which is what this card really wants. Wants human 2-drops, because you want to be able to just play it on curve and get the card off of it. You can play it on a later turn, but a 3-mana 3/2 really starts to plummet in value the later the game goes on. So it can work out, but it's just like it paints you into a corner a lot more than like Spore Crawler, which I don't see people picking Spore Crawler all that highly. But Spore Crawler is so much more reliable. You can cast it at any point in the game, and still get the counter. It doesn't matter what you cast before or after it. Like, I just think Spore Crawler is like better than this card, and so I don't know. And I understand that they're in different colors, but I think Resistance Squad gets picked a little bit higher than maybe it should. I'm going to start with 1 Cavalry, might add 2, but I think it's like one of the weaker of my 4-drops. I'll have to think about that. Heron, on the other hand, is really good. I'm not going to play this Heron Blast, guys, I don't think. We'll start with the Blood Fountain for a little card draw, but again, I'm not as high on this card as some people. We'll play 2 of the Ghouls. We'll see if that ends up being more. Play the Grasps. Play both the Recluses to start. Both the Bats, the Farmer, the Stinger, the Guest, the Bleed Dry. Wow, see, I'm already like kind of maxing out. So we'll start 2 of the Socialites and the Scavenger, and even here I have to make a cut, and then and I missed the Imprisonment too. So I gotta make some cuts here. I gotta start chopping it down. How many humans do I have in this version of the deck? 6, and one of them is the squad. Say, that's really not a lot. That's not a lot. What do I think of that? Well, let's examine the bats first. Let's see how much life gain I really have. I have 1, 2, 3, because when these flip, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I mean, I got 11 life gain cards, but some of them are really awkward. Like, it's like tough to count Scavengers as a life gain card, because when I like play this for 7, it's like 4 and the 2. But the bats do look good. And in fact, I think the bats look good enough that I want to cut the Blood Fountain. Well, let me think about that, because I kind of want blood for the Recluse. How much blood do I have? Let's look at that, too. I have a Gluttonous Guest, 2 Socialites, and the Imprisonment on the back end. So Recluse is actually kind of bad. Right. Okay, so what if I cut a Recluse? I can still play 1. And then I have, what, 5 humans now? So there are 4 humans that trigger Resistance Squad. And it's what? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'll cut the Resistance Squad. And then I want more 2-drops than this, right? So maybe I'll play the other Ghoul, and that'll put me to 23. Reason to cut the Blood Fountain is, like, with the 2 bats, I think bats just like kind of better at the point that I'm actually successfully doing this. Blood Fountain is fine, but kind of like I said before, it's like a lot of times it's like like kind of slow and expensive. I mean, that's like a really slow like draw 2 is like you have to pay 1 and then pay 4 more later, and then it's like only a draw 2 when you get 2 creature cards in the graveyard, and it has to be those 2 creatures. So like if some like dumb idiots die, it's like that's the only like way I can like get spells back. I don't have any like bomb level creatures that are really exciting to get back, right? Like it's not like I'm like playing like a Toxrill and it's like I can get my Toxrill back if it dies. Like I'm just playing like a bunch of idiots. Like it's really unspecial. So I don't really feel the need to play it. These Ghouls are like just fine, but maybe I'll play the 3rd one. I want more 2-drops than this is where I'm at. And the Recluse just seems kind of like really weak with the amount of blood. Let me make sure I'm not like miscounting here. It's 1, 2, 3. And also because of the Socialites, like the blood that I use like for these, like if I use the blood to actually like trigger the discard here, I can't use it for the socialite. It kind of has some like, counter synergy there. Yeah, I just don't have like a lot of like discarding I'm going to do. I think the ghoul's better, right? And so this is 23 cards. Are any of these cards better than what I have going on? There is an argument for the Blood Fountain. There's an argument for Undying Malice. I have 4 exploit creatures. What do I think of that? Well, what do I think the weakest cards of my deck are? Maybe Griffwing Cavalry? Because it's like basically never going to get a training counter on it, and I can pay 2 mana to like give another creature flying, but it's going to be just some idiot, you know, that's like expensive to like give another one of my 2 power creatures flying. The Fellstinger will trigger training, but and the Socialites will too. It's awkward that my other 4 mana spells kind of do it. So I mean, Cavalry's not amazing. And how many creatures is this? This is what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's a bunch of creatures. I could use another non-creature spell. Malice is really good with Scavenger. It's good with Fellstinger. It's good with Farmer, kind of. It's like weirdly okay with Ghoul. It like turns into like an X. It's like Ghoul becomes like a 3/3, and then the Undying Malice just makes him discard. I mean, that's not like insane or anything. But I'm tempted to play it over Cavalry. Is that madness? Is that madness? I don't think so. I don't think so. I actually kind of like Malice a lot because it's one of the few ways in a deck like this that I can make like a really mana positive play. Like if I trade off one of my Death Touch dudes for like an expensive creature, and then for 1 mana, it's like I get to like completely like maintain and even increase my board position for just a single black mana. This card's like actually a little underrated. They tap out for some removal spell, and it's like I get to buy it back. It gets a little awkward. Sometimes things exile, and it's like, well, that doesn't work out great, but. I think it's fine. Also plays well with the Socialites, like they double block with the Menace to like get it back, and it's like if I can like 2 for 1 them maybe, and then like just get my guy back anyways. Like I don't know. I think I'm gonna try that. I think I'm gonna try it. All right. So this is the deck. I'm into it. I'm feeling it. Let's get some lands. Let's get some lands. Yeah. Pumpkin lands, clearly the strongest. What do I want land-wise? I think it is 8/7 in favor of black. I'm like really black heavy, so I really want swamps. I only have a couple white cards. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white cards. So like it's possible a 10/7 split's like a little bit better, but with Traveling Minister, like you really want early white. So I can't really afford that. That's something I'm trying to pay a little bit more attention to. That's one thing that the last draft taught me was I think I should have played. I feel like I should have landed on my deck that I eventually landed in, and then played a 10/7 split in favor of red. Cut the Flourishing Hunter because I had the double green, and then just had more red. Even though multiple of my hands like ended up being just like mono red. I think if I would have like leaned into that a little bit more with my card choices, like cut the Scorpion because I didn't need the green then, cut the Flourishing Hunter because I didn't need the green then or the double green, and then played like a 10/7 split. And then like my first hand in the first game wouldn't have had to necessarily be a mulligan. Maybe I'd have more. Anyway, this is the deck. I think it looks pretty decent. I don't really have any bombs, but I got some good interaction. I got some good main range dudes. I got some good value. We'll see if we can get there. All right, see you for round 1. All right, so here we go. Round 1. Let's do it up against Luigi. The man himself. Okay. Boy, I'm getting a lot of this recently, aren't I? That's okay. Opponent goes first. Kept a hand of 7. If I draw a black here, my hand is like really pretty good. Do I risk it? I think I do. Yeah, I'm inclined to, because if I draw a black by like turn 3, I'm actually okay, because I don't mind like missing my 2-drop because I can go Farmer into Ghoul, and then like flip the Farmer. I can like use the Ghoul to flip the Farmer instead of, so like I have 2 possible options. I can use Ghoul on 2, get it back with the bat with the Minister. I mean, this is the kind of combo I was talking about. But I could also wait, flip the Farmer with it, get the bat going, and then I have like a kind of a good sequence. I don't know. This could go bad. a Lantern Bearer. Alright, Socialite's not the draw. Lantern Bearer. Double Lantern... A triple Lantern Bearer. The lanterns are born. There are lanterns being carried all over the place. They have no problem carrying lanterns. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. That's pretty intense. And then they wolf strike that. Well, okay. Kindly Ancestor kind of undoes a lot of like what they're doing here. Also, now if I draw a swamp, I can like attack with the Ancestor into bat, into Minister. Well, that won't do it. Let's see what happens when I attack first. I really don't want to spend this imprisonment on one of these Lantern Bearers. I think that's really weak. Especially when I'm like undoing most of the damage with my Ancestor here. Like, this seems really silly. Do I just imprison that on my turn? Maybe. Maybe I do. I think I do. Alright. Swamp and things start looking better. A Cruel Witness. Well, that makes me regret it a little bit. Jeez, gang. Yeah. Do you attack with the Witness? Well, leave it back. Okay. That's fine. What's weird is I don't even think like I'm in bad shape. Get out of here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. Alright. Well, looking pretty foolish now. They just go no spells. They must have like syncopates in their hand or something. Alright, well that's that. What turn is it? Is there a turn counter? I don't even know. It's like a full serve. Oh, they have Swamp. I wonder what they're casting. I don't know. I think I might be in trouble here, because if they have counter magic in their hand, which I think is highly likely, because in these blue-green decks, like, you kind of have to. Yeah. What's the chance this guy lives through the turn? No attacks. Since like a wolf strike or maybe a bounce. Like they have to have some kind of interaction. They're sitting here on like 5 mana. You got all their stuff on tap. They didn't counter it. Where I was going with that is with these blue-green decks, you are kind of incentivized to play a lot more counter magic because your only interaction really is Wolf Strike, except for like Lunar Rejection. You can like play bounce spells, but like for things that like actually answer cards, no spells. What is this? Okay, we can attack with Heron. Oh, well I'm definitely blocking. I mean, they probably have Massive Might, but I can't not block. Like, if I don't block and they have Massive Might, I die, right? So, I mean, it's blocking time. Yes. There's a Cradle of Safety and Massive Might. No. Maybe is it Scavenger? They're splashing Scavenger. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Alright. Oh, what a round one. Goodness gracious. Holy cow. Alright, that's fine. Alright, round two. Alright, round two. Let's get something a little more reasonable here. Up against a mythic opponent. Okay. Alright, I just, like, can't get a functional hand, gang. It's alright. Again, I think this is a keep. I got removal. I got this. I mean, I got like 2 of my removal spells. If I draw like any land, okay. See, all right, it's working out. Let's see what you got. We're up against blue-red, maybe. Nope. I'm gonna grasp that. I'm gonna get somewhat beat up by that otherwise. Better use of my mana. Just cast it. Just cast it. I got Imprisonment to deal with like anything else. It gets really nasty. Also sets up my Scavenger. I don't think there's like a flash creature I gotta worry about. Now what's the spell? I think I cast Heron here. Argument for Farmer, I guess, but no, I'll just cast Heron. And counter it. I wonder what they're splashing here. They're clearly blue. They gotta be splashing the red, right? Because they're playing a green 2-drop. Wash away. Alright. I like their sleeves, by the way. It's kind of cool. More blue-green. Well, what do I do? When it attacks you, mill 3 cards. Whenever a permanent is put in your graveyard from your library, exile it with a croak counter on it. So they have to attack in order to even get the mill. So do I play the Scavenger and take the risk of them like doing the mill and then like possibly getting some cards? They'd have to kill the Scavenger, but maybe they can like hit some land drops or something. Or I could play the Imprisonment and just kind of prevent that. What do I think? What do I think? I don't know. I think I just play the Scavenger. I think the Scavenger's the play. I'm just better with my mana. Though there's an argument for like going Imprisonment and then when I get a land, I mean this is so slow though, but like Imprisonment, exile this, get the Blood for Recluse. I gotta be honest, I don't really like my spot. Like it's this 3/3 is actually kind of in the way of my other dudes. Yep, here's the removal spell. You get to attack. And now they get to like play all this stuff. Jeez. Maybe that was the wrong call. Just can't really seem to get anything going here, team. This is kind of what I was worried about with my deck too. Is like this deck, it's like a file of pine cards, a pile of fine cards, but like it has like no X factor. It has like no rares really. It has nothing special going on, and I'm just kind of getting outclassed by like look, he gets this free Cruel Witness and Lantern Bearer. Like look at this, so bad. So I play Kindly Ancestor. And then I'm getting like drowned by all of the cards. I don't know. I really don't feel good about this. That's okay. Splashing Lacerate Flesh. Man, this is... You know, I mentioned it last draft. Like, people are killing me with these splashes. Like, I mean, you've seen my hands, like, recently. Like, you know, I don't mean to complain here. But, like, my hands have been so ugly as far as, like, the mana situation goes. And then people are, like, splashing, like, nonsense like this. I'm just like, what is happening? Like, you know, and the last opponent was splashing. Wow, they get to... like put that into the graveyard with, jeez, that's really good. You know, the last opponent is splashing like, you know, Scavenger off their like black source is what it looked like. Like, what in the world? Also, I really regret killing that Disciple now. Like the Disciple looks horrible. No other humans. Like I could have killed this thing. I think I have to exile this next turn because it like makes them discard a card, kind of. A million cards in their hand. Yeah, I really don't have a choice. If they cast Millipede, I mean, they got no other creatures, I suppose. But I don't want them to be able to cast either of those. So how do I start to win here? I need to start like grinding them out a little bit. Like I'm gonna need to like get some life gain to like get the bat going, buy something else back with the bat. Yeah, you can attack with that, that's fine. I think I'm just gonna start getting outclassed by the spells in their hand though. No spells, huh? Well, I'm gonna attack with the Ancestor. Maybe they have on the Flash guys. Maybe they like block and like pump here. I mean, that's kind of brave. I don't know why they have a handful of cards and are not casting anything. Yeah, chill. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna cast Socialite and then probably Blood to flip this and turn this Plains into something. Yeah, no tax. Probably gonna get counterspelled here. Yeah. Sure. I can't believe that person was splashing that Lacerate Flush. Alright. Man, Sunrise. I think this game's over. Oh, boy. What did you choose? Okay. You know, and they're playing Nature's Embrace? And they put it on this? What are they casting? Why would they... They have to have like a double red card in their hand or something like that, right? Like that's the only thing I can think of. Like why else would they do that? Huh. Sure. I'm gonna have to aggro them out somehow, but it's gonna be really hard to do it through Sunrise. So I think I go land, bat. We'll get back the Scavenger, and then I'll cast Farmer. If this is Siphon Essence, I mean, I think that's kind of bad. I really, really, really want Scavenger back here. Another Wash Away. Okay. Farmer it is. It's just, it's going to be so hard to put enough pressure on. I think I need to, like, just keep applying pressure in order to, like, get out from under this. But I cannot believe, what was that sequence about? I mean, I guess they could do the Wash Away this turn. It was probably pretty smart, because they could do the Wash Away, and then, you know, they could just, like, draw cards for forever. So, like, as long as they, like, don't die immediately, then they're probably in good shape, you know. But still, I mean, it's just like, goodness gracious. And they have Sharpshooter. What else they got? now I can't attack. The vampire. And we'll sacrifice this. They have cards in exile, right? Yeah. So they can start giving that unblockable, which is a problem. But they kind of need to hold my team back because I have a bunch of life gain here. So if they want to do that, that's one thing. Well, they can also give it the flying. I don't think just swinging there was the play. I'm hoping they maybe they go all in on Dreadlight and I can bleed dry it and then maybe start bashing them back somehow. Uh-huh. 10 cards in their deck? Well, this honestly might be my best win con. I mean, it seems like it'd kind of take a miracle. I'm going to have to draw really well here to actually get to the point where that's reasonable. But, well, okay. And a Flourishing Hunter. Alright. Well, that's not going to do it. And even if I attack back, they have more than enough in the air. I go to 9 exactly with all the damage I do. Yeah, it's game. Alright, jeez, oh man, okay. Round 3. Alright, round 3. Against Technolo with the Olivia portrait. I like it. This hand is much less keepable. Oh, boy. What in the world, gang? This hand is much less keepable. Oh, I almost pressed keep automatically. Okay, this will do. What do I ditch? I honestly don't know. It could be Socialite. Because I see a world where I go Ghoul, Exile, and then Grasp and Bat on the same turn. I don't think I want to ditch my 2-drop. Yeah, we'll do this. I don't want to get rid of Bat because I need some card advantage to make up for the fact that I mulliganed on the play. And I don't want to get rid of the 2-drop. And so even though Socialite's close to my best card except for the Grasp, it just doesn't really seem like that's what I want to keep. And I also got a bunch of other 4-drops in my deck and I need to hit the lands to get the 4-drops. A wolf. Alright, in this case, I'll just... Well, the Ghoul can't block it anyways. So, because, if they attack, I'm just not blocking with Ghoul, right? So I think I'm going to just Ghoul Exile. Yeah. Because this sets up to pick it back. I mean, this is, it's a little risky what they get rid of. Oh, it doesn't show me. A forest, okay. Yeah, because there's no blocks to be made here anyways. Yeah, they were going to threaten this whether I had the blocker back or not. And then this works out. This is good. And actually now this sets me up. I could just go sacrifice blood. Depending on what I draw, I could sacrifice blood, pay back, get cool back. Mulliganing on the play is so bad, though. I feel like I played against somebody who already cast a card, draw a spell, you know what I mean? Alright, here instead it's just Socialite. I'll go Socialite first. No attacks. Because now I can attack with Socialite. That's when I reset, yeah, so I can attack with Socialite, get an attack in, and then I don't have to spend the mana or discard a card. I can, keep all my cards. Because even if I draw a land, I kind of want it. Hookhand, Mariner, sure. This isn't good, team. Yeah, so first I attack with this, and then I have the grasp in hand too, so I can like really, I can't punish them. I mean, they can like double block, and I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can kill both of them though, which is kind of nice. And then also cast Bat, and maybe get Socialite back if they double block me here. They do not. So we'll go Bat. Buy back Ghoul. And I think I am going to make them get rid of another card. They got rid of another forest. Okay. So I don't dislike my spot as much now because they still got a menace creature. Yeah, they're going to attack with that. And they can attack with that too. I mean, so they're attacking back for a decent amount. I'm definitely going to block here. So they're attacking back for a decent amount, but I have a bunch of life gain in my hand. I have 2 decent attackers on the field. Yikes. Another Mind Leech Ghoul. Okay. I attack with both, right? Yeah, I think so. If they double block, I'm actually going to blow them out, which is kind of nice. Unless they have massive might. Unless they're... Oh, I should have played the Ghoul first, actually. It was kind of bad sequencing, a little sloppy. That's alright. Get rid of that hand card. Is that a forest too? Did I just eat 3 forests? Okay. And part of the reason Ghoul's not exactly amazing. So if they full attack me here, I'm going to block Snarling Wolf. Because then they have to pay the mana into it. And it's blocking the same amount of damage. And then I think Scavenger gets the old Parasitic Grasp. And then it's close. It's going to really depend on the cards I get off the top of my deck here. Concealing Curtains. Okay. Yeah, right. That's really bad. What a draw. Gang, I won't lie, I'm getting owned here. Right. It turns into a Rip Hook Raider. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to block 2 creatures. So I suppose I go block like that. Taking 7. Well. About as bad as it gets. Alternatively, no, because this at least keeps this alive. Well, let me think about this. There's an argument for trying to take this off the board, and then blocking with this, and then losing both of my creatures. But I take one of theirs off the board. Is that better? Oh, I can't actually block this, and I think it's important to block. Okay. And I literally can't block the Raider. Yep, that's game. That's 3. Well, guys, I got wrecked. What do I think of that? What do I think? Did I lose my tier 4? I don't know how that works yet. I don't know what to make of that. I felt like our deck wasn't bad. Maybe I should have kept the ghouls in play. The first game was like kind of an awkward hand, but it had such a high chance of working out. I don't think pitching it was right. It's possible. I got to go back and look. And then game 2, I suppose I could have not been so aggressive with the parasitic grasp, but I felt like I needed to. I don't know. Everything just really just went wrong there. Went off the rails. Ghoul is clearly very bad. Just not a good 2-drop, honestly. Like, because you saw, like, I made him discard like multiple discard exile, 3 different cards there, and it was just like all lands. He just threw all lands away to it. So the exile is like really kind of bad. I don't know. I'd be curious to hear what you all think. Let's look at the deck. Let's do some analysis here. And I had cards that could like get me out of situations like that. I had a blue draw I never saw. Imprisonment was kind of awkward, but I also had like Fierce Retribution. I never saw my Fell Stinger, which is like I'm part of what pulled me to the deck. But I mean, again, kind of look what I was talking about here. This deck is like fine. It's like it's a collection of like totally fine cards, but it had absolutely nothing like X factor to it. It had nothing going for it really. Okay, removal sweep, but you got to draw it. Really weak creatures. I don't know. I felt like I navigated this draft well, but it was really kind of a bad spot in the sense that like I just didn't have anything. Like I could have maybe went the red direction because I did see that one Ballista Watcher. Like I don't know if if I'd completely like changed my draft around, if that would have put me in a better position in the sense that like I would have had at least like one like power card, so to speak, compared to like nothing. Yeah. I don't really know what to think. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I think do I get like one pity pack here? Yeah. Okay. I get some nickels and a pity pack. Okay. Of this, I like Valorant Stance. I guess. This card actually I think is like not amazing in the format. Like I think let me back up. I think it's okay, but I think actually with Adamant Will in the format, like this card is not nearly as special as it has been in other formats, because Adamant Will does a lot of the same stuff that Valorous Stance does, and in some situations is even better. Now I think Valorous Stance is a better card. It is, but it's not like so much so that that I think that this card is like really that important to like highly prioritize, because there's not a white deck. I mean, granted, I didn't pick up an Adamant Will in that last draft, but for the most part, there is rarely a white deck where I don't have access to this target creature gains indestructible for 1 and a white at instant speed if I don't want it. It's pretty rare. And then a lot of times, like the +2/+2 on Adamant Will, like works in the same way to destroy a creature with toughness 4 or greater. Like you just attack into it and then you Adamant Will and you kill that creature if they block with it. Now again, Valor Stance probably is better because there are creatures that like they don't want to block with, or like if they like see, like if you attack with a lower power guy into their 4 toughness or more creature, like they'll read it for a trick probably. So sometimes you can't get creatures off the board that way, but a lot of times you can. Like they just like have to block, because I mean if you spend this on like some mediocre dude, like a lot of times like you have to attack into that creature anyways, and then or you attack into it and they have to block with it anyways. It's just the reasonable thing to do, and then Adamant Will ends up doing the same thing. If this format wasn't such a Prince format where like having a really powerful rare made a really big difference, like if there wasn't like all these like rares that just like would win the game, that are often these larger sized creatures, not always but often, I would say Valor Stance's stock would go way down. I think the thing that really gives it like the kind of nice plus is that there are creatures like, I don't know, like Blood Vial Purveyor, or like this if they cast a Dreadfeast Demon and you have to kill it that turn or whatever. It's like that's something that Adamant Will clearly can't do. So if this format wasn't such a Prince format, I would definitely say that Adamant Will or Valor Stance would be like really a lot closer to Adamant Will. As it is, it's clearly better, but I don't look at this and I'm like, this is an irreplaceable effect in my deck. Like, it's like, you know, you can get a lot of what you get out of this card out of like a low pick common. Not all of it, but then there are even situations where like Adamant Will is even better, you know, like it's you're attacking with a 4/4 into 2 3/3s. Well, Valorous Stance can't really save. Well, it can. It can give you guy indestructible, and then you know you can trade with one of the 3/3s. But Adamant Will actually kill both of them if they double block. You know, or if you need to like get those last few points of damage in, like it'll actually like add to your damage that you can deal, which are things that Valorous Stance can't do. So again, this card's really good. I'm not trying to knock Valorous Stance exactly, but it's like I just feel like it's like a lot less of a priority in a format where Adamant Will exists. You can pick like a different card. Like I might even pick Distracting Geist if I thought I was going to be in white, and then because I knew I could get Adamant Wills, and Adamant Wills would like work just as good, if not better, than Distracting Geist. And in fact, with Distracting Geist in particular, this kind of shows my point, is that like, okay, look at Distracting Geist. Like if they have 2 blockers, they're really incentivized to block the Distracting Geist. And Adamant Will can actually kill that other blocker. You know, Valorous Stance would just give the Distracting Geist indestructible, and if it's like a 3/3, it won't actually kill it. Whereas just if you have Adamant Will, it'll do the exact same thing, except the Geist will actually kill whatever you're blocking, or whatever's blocking you, you know. So just interesting to think about. I think that, again, if the card's good, it's probably the pick here. I don't really like Dying to Serve. I think it just, you have to work a little too hard for it. But yeah, so something to consider. Like if you're looking at this and like a Sigarda's Imprisonment or a Bleed Dry or something, like both of those cards are probably better and more important than the Valorous Stance, you know. So yeah. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Hopefully next time I don't just get like the snot beat out of me. But I appreciate y'all being here. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.